ever-talented Ashton Hughes. And we've got number 20, Dylan Telford. So with this class, and at the New Zealand Superbike Championship, 600 class has the eligibility of 675 3-cylinders. This is on parity with around the world. So we've got two 600, two 675s, and Taupo Walker on row 2 there on the Kawasaki. So that's two Wanganui riders there out of the front 5. Rogan Chandler's strong too, but not getting a really good start there, Brad Ritchie, on the blue, number 15, the Blue Crew Yamaha.
Yeah, not as strong as he wanted to be. And another shocker start for Dylan Telford. He's had a real bad start. They might have bike problems. That might be him around the outside of turn 1.
That is, way back, 6 from their back.
He might have problems with that MV Augusta, but it is Richie Dibbin flying at the moment. David Hall right on the back wheel of him. Ashton Hughes, great to see Ashton on the Scott Structural Triumph for this season. So great to see Ashton Hughes getting recognised for his talents. And then Taupo Walker, he got a pretty good start as well. So all on here, F2 racing, this is going to be blink and you miss it stuff. They've only got a 6-lapper, so edge of your seat stuff coming up. But Richie Dibbin, he was a class act in the off-season, did some rounds of the ASBK campaign, and here he is showing his class.
Yeah, he was in the top 3 there at one particular difficult race there. Unfortunately, he had a couple of big crashes over there. Neither was his fault. Had one ugly crash where bike went down in front of him and he ended up bowling, and the same at Sydney, at Sydney Motorsport Park. He tipped into the corner and the rider was overcooking it and flicked him off. It was one of those huge crashes, and anyway, that's Richie Dibbin on the 119. Also racing the motards today, and I think he set pole position on the motard. So double pole. Do we get 1 point? We do get 1 point for pole position here. Yep, 25 for the win, but so Richie Dibbin's already leading the championship with 1 point as well. So, and that can be the deal breaker. We've got 6 races over the series, so you can have somebody who had 3 wins and somebody else had 3 wins in 3 seconds, but it could be that pole position that splits it if that's the situation. David Hall there on the 88 machine, normally runs a 28, has a tail slide coming on the front straight, throws the front end in the air to sort that one out. Ever talented David Hall. Normally runs the number 28, but he bought this bike off Nathaniel Diprose. He said, look, it had all these sets of fairings with 88. Tight for money, he'll run the 88, so that's him. Ashton Hughes there in 4th place with Taupo Walker all over him and trying up on the inside. This is exciting stuff. Ashton Hughes had at least 1 win at the CAMS meeting last weekend, riding Andy Crichton's BMW Ducati 748. So you're right, blink and you miss it there, Brad Ritchie.
Yeah, it's absolutely a class act. The 2 Suzuki boys flying. Richie Dibbin, David Hall, they're flying out of turn 7, but it's going to be on now for Ashton Hughes. Taupo Walker, what a great start to the season Taupo's having. And then you've got our New Zealand 600 Super Sport champion Avalon Biddle with the number 1 on her bike. She's in there with Toby Summers and Rogan Chandler. We've also got Adam Chambers in that little group as well. So Adam Chambers, great to see him come back and do a full-time racing campaign. He's had wins around the cemetery circuit on a 600 as well, so great to have this classy field. You've got Jordan Burley in 9th, Dave Fellows in 10th. Just what a classy field this is, Spider.
Jordan's had a crash and was limping around, but it's good to see him out the track. I missed Avalon Biddle out there. I was looking at a lot of other people. Unfortunately, she qualified in 9th. So I don't know what's going on there. She can do better than that, but maybe she's struggling at the moment. So lap record time for the Formula 2 is a 1:30.123, a 1:30.123. So we're going to see what's happening. Richie Dibbin goes through in a 1:30.065. So our first lap record for the Suzuki Series, a 1:30.065. So 1:30.123 was Damon Rees. So Richie Dibbin, mate, if this is what he's got to try at us for the Suzuki Series and the New Zealand Superbike Championships, this is going to be absolutely electric. And he's already got a lead of, 1.8 seconds over and above David Hall, but making that strong. Ashton Hughes has broken away from, where is Taupo Walker? Taupo Walker on the green bike. Ashton Hughes there in 3rd place there. So where is Taupo Walker? He was the green one. He's mingled off down there. He's behind Toby Summers on the 21 machine. So right now, as they went across the start-finish line last lap there, Brad Ritchie.
Yeah, Richie Dibbin, he is a 1.5 seconds quicker than anyone else on track, and he's got a massive 20 bike length advantage heading into turn 9. Then you go to David Hall on the 88. What a good start for David Hall. Ashton Hughes, yeah, like you said, he's just trying to break free of that little train, but Toby Summers and Rogan Chandler in behind him. Taupo Walker is slowly getting picked off by some of these other guys. Avalon Biddle's in there in 7th place, Adam Chambers in 8th, Jordan Burley in 9th, Dave Fellows is in 10th. Good to see Dave Fellows, a relative newcomer to road racing and already finds himself at the sharp end of F2 racing. And Dylan Telford, hopefully he's got that MV Augusta sorted out. He's in 11th place, but Xavier Dennis, our man from France, coming over here on the triumph. That's our top 12. So down the back straight and into the flip-flop, Richie Dibbin, he is flying with David Hall in a lonely old ride for second place. But then the battle for third is the one we want to look at. Look at Rogan Chandler. He is hard charging. He's right on the back wheel of Toby Summers at the moment. So keep an eye on this one. Ashton Hughes, Toby Summers and Rogan Chandler, the battle for third, fourth and fifth.
Another lap record, a 1:30.065, gone down to a 1:30.044. So we might even see the 29s out of Richie Dibbin. It's all about concentration, and man, that guy can concentrate, and he's riding 2 classes today, so he'll know what's going on out there, but in a class of his own. Mate, that third place there is hotting up. Ashton Hughes still got it, but in behind him is Toby Summers on the 22 machine, the Carl Cox Motorsport sponsors machine, and I think while that happened, Rogan Chandler on 15 dove through there into 4th place. So yeah, he went up there, and I don't have a list of the circuit corner numbers, but he's done that. And behind him, Taupo Walker, the yellow MTF sponsored bike of Avalon Biddle, and Adam Chambers rode superbikes for a couple of years, and he's now bought some 600 machines to go back to a class he's stronger in. It's cheaper to run too, but just so Adam Chambers lived in Perth for a long time and come out to New Zealand and did a season, then he's moved back here, had a child, and he's from the Hawke's Bay, so great to see him out there. The letter X, Xavier Dennis, I think it's the last time I've seen an X on the track in the New Zealand racing was way back in about 1975 during the Marlborough Series, so a bit of history there.
All right, here it is. Into the flip-flop, Richie Dibbin on the Garmick Engineering Total Span Wanganui Bernard Racing GSXR 600 Suzuki out of turn 14, and just what a ride. Let's have a look at the lap record times. He's under lap record pace and doesn't quite improve on his 1:30.04, but still in the 1:30s. David Hall's gone into the 1:30s. He's a 1:30.059, so that's
wow,
flying.
that's only 11 thousandths of a second away from the lap record that Richie Dibbin set. So, and he's got him in sights. 2 laps to go. There's a gap of 1.83 seconds. He's just waiting. He'll be riding his own race, but probably can't reel him in at the moment. Or according to lap times, no, he won't reel him in. But in the same token, all it takes is a mistake from Richie Dibbin. The same saying that, David Hall can make a mistake, as can anyone. Now, 3rd place there, we've got Rogan Chandler's gone up above Ashton Hughes. So Ashton Hughes on the number 4. That's the class he got in that's the number he got in the New Zealand Superbike Championship Supersport 600 class. He has now been relegated to 4 with Rogan Chandler coming through there strong. So changes back further there. Brad Ritchie got a jump start.
No, that was just the confirmation of the Bears and Formula Sport jump starts. There was 3 of them, so Steve Bridge, Malcolm Belsky and Stephen Bates, 3 jump start penalties there. No word on a jump start penalty so far in this race, but the update, Richie Dibbin, a class act. He got a 1.8 second advantage over David Hall, but David Hall matching him for pace now, so interesting to see that gap. The white flag's ready and waiting when they finish coming down the back straight through the flip-flop. But Rogan Chandler, he's made a move into turn 5 almost every lap like clockwork, and now finds himself in 3rd place and coming under a bit of pressure down the back straight. But Rogan Chandler, he's going to definitely one to watch throughout the summer. It looks like Ashton Hughes might have just snuck back up into 3rd place, so that's really hot, that battle there, and Toby Summers ready to pick up the pieces in 6th place at the moment. So our lap record update, we've got a lap record for David Hall, the first man into the 129.
Wow! Sorry, yeah.
129.802, so absolutely flying. And look at that gap come right down. It's under a second and visibly a lot smaller on track. So David Hall, a man on a mission, he is in 2nd place, but look out for this one. White flag out, 1 to go, and the battle heating up for the lead.
David Hall already had a crash this morning on turn 4, lost the front end, but he can smell that bike in front. Look at the amount he closed up under brakes. I wonder if Richie Dibbin's relaxing and thinking that he's got it sorted. But so that's 3 lap records. Richie Dibbin, the 1st lap record. Then he got the 2nd lap record, and now it is David Hall. And that's a lap record from Damon Rees, who's no slouch. So already the lap record's dropping at the Suzuki International Series. They disappear out of sight. There's probably 12 bike lengths between them. There was nearly a second, 0.918 of a second across the start-finish line. It's nowhere near that at the moment. It's less than a 10th of a second there as they're coming on that long straight. Now do we get into slipstream? Is David Hall close enough? Wow, look at the legs as he's got there, Brad Ritchie. He just reels it out of that corner and closes him. I don't think he's going to get it, but it's under braking here. Yeah. Richie Dibbin's got to keep on a strong head. I'll let you take this one, Brad.
Yeah, he would have had to keep his head together. Richie Dibbin, he would have heard that GSXR 600 of David come in there. But out of turn 14, Richie Dibbin, we saw Ashley Payne have a moment, but not this time. Richie Dibbin is going to take the first F2 win here at the Suzuki International Series. David Hall, what a wonderful race he run, and broke his lap record again. So a 1:29.718. That is a lap record, so David Hall broke his own lap record after breaking Richie Dibbins. 4 lap records in one race, and if that's anything to go by, Spider, we are in for a hell of a summer. Rogan Chandler managed to get up for 3rd place. Ashton Hughes dropped back to 4th. Toby Summers on the Carl Cox Mad Love Media Kawasaki in 5th place. Tarbin Walker, that's a great result for Tarbin, 6th place. Adam Chambers up into 7th place ahead of Avalon Biddle, and Dylan Telford managed to get through in 9th place with Jordan Burley rounding out the top 10. Absolutely brilliant. So Formula 2 action brought to you by Pony Oils. Great to have them on board, and how about that, Spider? That is absolutely awesome.
Oh, yeah, she's going to be a strong season this year for everybody, and yeah, great to see the weather staying away at the moment. It is really frustrating. It's mainly because people haven't had the